Welcome back to Global with me, Matthew Amreliwala. Now, an awards ceremony with a bit of a difference now, because on the red carpet, the questions were less, what are you wearing, and more along the lines of, what are you eating? Because last night was the annual British Curry Awards, dubbed the Curry Oscars. And it is, if you'll forgive me, a pretty hot contest, because there are 10,000 curry restaurants up and down the UK. The industry is worth a staggering £3.6 billion annually. So if you want a good curry, is Britain now a better place to be than India? Fighting talk. Well, with me is Rakesh Nair, who's the head chef for the Cinnamon Club, which won the award for the best curry in central London. And joining us down the line from Mumbai is the food critic and blogger and columnist, Kalyan Karmarkar. Thanks to both of you for joining us here on Global. Rakesh, to you, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Am I right to be suggesting that we're almost redrawing the map? The best curries are now in the UK?
We are very close to it, I think. I mean, I've been to a lot of countries, both in Europe and also outside Europe. I could say with a lot of confidence that UK is perhaps the best destination in terms of curries.
And why is it? I'm going to taste what you actually put forward yesterday at those awards, but you tell me what it is that you put forward, and also why you think it is that this is now the place.
Because, I mean, this is something that we always believe in Cinnamon Club, that is evolving with the times. I mean, experimenting with the ingredients. I mean, what we've done here is have a modern take on a traditional Indian dishes. So what we have here is a korma, a deconstructed version of a chicken korma. So what you get in a curry house is something that a piece of chicken cooked in a korma sauce and give it in a bowl. What we've done is we're using a quality piece of chicken, a free-range chicken breast, which is cooked in the tandoor. It's crusted with some fenugreek cashew nuts, there's some green chutney, and that is going with the mint chili korma sauce. So what we've done is we separated the ingredients so that the customers are able to experience each ingredient.
Well, that tasted fantastic. Let me bring Kalyan in from Mumbai. I was posing the question there, where you can actually eat the best curry now, whether it's in London or there in Mumbai. I mean, that's a bit of a slight to national pride, isn't it, sitting where you are?
Hi and hello from the maximum city of India, Mumbai. Actually, Mumbai doesn't have curry. Curry is a very British concept, because curry as a concept doesn't really exist in India, because we have a whole range of dishes, and there's no dish which is actually called curry in India. So it's more something which has taken birth in England and has taken shape over there. So actually, one can't really compare the two cities, because if you look at the Indian food culture in Mumbai, it's quite diverse and a lot more beyond curry, actually. We are not that obsessed with curry over here.
You're not obsessed with curry, but they are here. I was just giving some of the statistics. I mean, it is staggering how it's exploded over the last decades. You were here only a few months ago in London.
Yeah.
Is the stuff that is being eaten here, or if you think about the United States or Europe, how authentic is that?
Well, I was in London, like I said, recently, and I went to Cinnamon Club and Cinnamon Kitchen. Great stuff over there. I've been to some of the Indian pop-ups happening in London. I went to an Indian food stall at Borough Market, and I think that the food there is pretty authentic. In fact, at times, it is more exciting than the Indian restaurant food scene in India itself. Because in India, we are more excited right now with international cuisine in the restaurants. So there's hardly anything exciting happening in the Indian restaurant scene. So actually, I would say that places like London or even Singapore are driving the Indian food movement perhaps more than India is.
I was reading that actually there are so many restaurants opening up in Mumbai, and the last time I was there I was seeing exactly that. But the point being made was that they're not Indian restaurants or Indian cuisine, it's all international cuisine, it's Thai, it's Chinese, it's everything but what you would expect.
Yeah. In fact, Indian cuisine now is slowly coming back into the front in Mumbai, but is being driven by home cooks who are sort of coming up into the fore, and they're offering Indian regional cuisines in their houses, and there are a few agencies offering platforms for them. But as far as restaurants go, it's all about international cuisine, and there's very few people offering Indian cuisine. So I guess Thai food or Chinese food for us would be like curry is for you in the UK. So probably you've got bored with fish and chips, and perhaps we don't have the same excitement with Indian curry. And we're looking at things outwards, just as probably you are with curry.
Well, let me bring Rakesh in. Just tell me, how did you actually get it? Who taught you to cook?
My mother, actually. She used to be a fantastic cook. She still is a fantastic cook. I mean, back in the 90s, early 90s, it was very unusual for, even before 80s as well, very unusual for boys and men to go into the kitchen. They were supposed to stay out of the kitchen. So I went into the kitchen. I used to watch her cooking and learned a lot of things for her. And also I used to experiment with recipes that come in magazines and stuff like that. So that's what got me going.
And with the explosion here, I mean, things are being sourced now. You have so many restaurants. You're actually being able to source all of the supplies that go with actually underpinning an industry like that. And how is it changing? Are there trends that you're seeing here? Because I noticed that you're mixing things. Is that right? English dishes with Indian dishes for breakfast?
I mean, for breakfast, I mean, we do everything. We do everything from a traditional full English breakfast to Anglo-Indian breakfast to totally Indian breakfast as well.
And so, what is Anglo-Indian breakfast?
Anglo-Indian is the kind of breakfast that British used to have when they were settled in India. So things like kejri and stuff like that, Bombay scrambled egg and kejri and all this. These are things that Britishers used to have in India when they were settled in there.
And you can get all the ingredients and all of that with no trouble?
That's one fortunate thing about living in London or working in London. You're able to get any single ingredient you're looking for.
Well, Rakesh, thank you so much for coming in, and in Mumbai as well. Kalyan, thanks for joining us here on the programme. Don't forget you can get in touch with us here on Global. My Twitter address is @AmberEdiwala BBC. More here in a moment or two. Don't go away.